A well-regulated podcast being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and watch DeepFatFried shall not be infringed.
DeepFatFried.
Alrighty then. How's everybody doing? Hey, Paul, have you lost weight?
Yeah. I've definitely, I've been really trying. I feel comfortable enough now for the first time to take my shirt off on the show.
Dude, Paul, you fucking slimmed down, dude.
I mean, I've been really working hard at it, man.
Looking good. Looking good.
I lost one whole set of titties
Why
already.
do you have another hat on your shoulder? That's my only question.
I don't know. I mean, I've got a big lump of extra skin over there that gets really cold.
I mean, you guys probably don't realize this, but if you ever see the movie Blade, the fat like vampire thing in like the basement or whatever that is, that's what Paul used to look like.
I'm actually happy that I've gotten down to that level.
Yeah.
You know, that was actually about midway through my weight loss process.
That was pretty impressive. I mean, Paul used to have his own like the gravity around Paul. Like Paul altered the gravity of items around him. Like Paul kind of had like the force going on because things were attracted to him so strongly.
I mean, you can see the Band-Aids on me. That's just from like little like coins and stuff being attracted to my gravity and hitting me real hard.
Those are craters.
Yeah.
Those are fucking Paul craters, dude, with craters of pride.
Well, Paul, I'm going to have to insist you put your shirt back on. Thank
Okay.
God for that. All right, so for those of you who are watching the 10-minute preview of this on YouTube, you can get the full show by being a patron over on the DeepFatFried Patreon, link to down below. Oh, yeah.
Just leave it. I actually like that better than looking at me. Like
Some poorly photo. I mean, not Photoshop.
I bet people wouldn't even notice, dude. Just leave it up.
Nah.
Oh, come on, TJ.
I'm
God
not.
damn it! It's fucking Glenn's
not willing
fault.
to do it.
Dude. Glenn, you're dropping the fucking ball.
Glenn.
Yeah, that's Glenn.
This is Glenn, dude.
Oh. All right.
Who'd you think that was? Chauncey
Yeah,
or something?
No,
I
that's-
mean,
Dude, Chauncey and Glenn.
assumed.
Look, Chauncey and
No,
Glenn.
that's Chauncey's cousin Glenn.
Yeah, this is his cousin Glenn.
Glenn?
Yeah, this is Glenn. You haven't met Glenn before?
What a lame name.
I mean, I didn't name
Well,
him.
we brought him here to help with technical support issues on the show.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've heard a lot of complaints. Glenn is actually an expert on, broadcasting and audio and video support. So he's going to basically talk us through any issues we may have.
Yeah, so like if the show has any technical issues or anything, it's no longer my purview, it's Glenn's purview.
Yeah, Glenn's taking over.
While we're talking, if there happens to be no technical issues, is Glenn just going to flex at the mic or what? Like, is he going to flex at the camera?
I mean, obviously
I'm not
Glenn
sure.
does not have any muscles. He is in fact a skeleton.
He's a skeleton.
So
I mean, he might.
you might see him go like kiss his bicep.
You know what, Paul? He might have a bone to pick with you.
Oh,
why did he raise his foot at me just now? What am I supposed to? What am I supposed to read into there? Like, is that what kind of threat is that? Okay, dude.
I don't know,
all right.
dude. I don't know.
All right,
I don't know, but
Glenn.
if someone started raising their foot at me, I think I'd be disturbed.
I'm done. Yeah,
You got a problem, Paul?
I've heard.
You got a fucking problem,
I got no
dude?
problem, man. Put your
All
foot
right.
down, bro.
All
Put
right.
your foot down. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's how you do it. So today's show is about the Second Amendment.
The most important amendment.
The only amendment, really.
The only one amendment that actually matters. I mean, look, if you take away that amendment, every other amendment just falls apart.
All the other amendments are just dog shit in
They're gone.
comparison to the great and illustrious Second Amendment.
What good are the other amendments without the Second Amendment to make sure that they can be enforced?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's why they made it first. I mean, second.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, it should have been first. but-
little bit of let's just read this through this thing for a second because it's real short. They used to. I mean, it's like amazing now. Everything's like fucking, paragraphs upon paragraphs. This is just like, one sentence. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Can we just call the episode, dude? I mean, it says it right there. Shall not be infringed.
Black and white. All right, so
People's right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
we got guns.
Case
So
closed.
the end.
I mean,
Bye.
it's-
Pretty short episode. Just
Well, thank you guys
Wow.
for tuning in.
Hope you guys learned something.
I thought there was more to unpack there, but it seems pretty fucking straightforward.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, thanks for being patrons, though, and I guess we'll see you
I
next
guess
week.
this is going to be one of the first episodes where the 10-minute preview is actually just as long as the...
Oh, we got to go at least 30 seconds longer than 10 minutes then.
Okay, well, shit.
Oh, shit. All right, so we better figure out some filler.
Fuck.
All right, so here's what we'll do.
Okay.
Why don't we go around the room for a second? Everyone just give their opinions on guns in America. Scotty, I know you like guns. I've seen you shooting guns. There's those pictures that every time there's a shooting, it gets circulated around that you did it, and they show pictures of you with them guns and shit. So,
well, I mean, I get around. What can I say?
Yeah, you're pretty much the responsible for all the mass shootings in America.
I mean, yeah, at this point, yes. Well, I mean, I think there's a couple I missed out on.
Oh, really? Like, which ones are you not responsible for?
I didn't do the one. What is it? I didn't shoot up. What's that fucking place? I can't fucking remember, dude. There's so many of these mass shootings.
Was it Sandy Hook or was that you?
Oh no, I did that one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that had Scotty written all over it.
I didn't do the one in Paris because the Eagles of Death Metal. Cause I kind of they're okay. I like some of their songs.
So you were just kind of okay.
The one at the stadium bombs and stuff, that was me, but I didn't want to shoot up a concert because that seemed like a lot of fun. I actually attended that concert.
Got it.
So you almost got shot.
Oh no, I had a bunch of guns on me, so I was fine.
So you actually
they saw me with my guns and like, whoa, that dude's got a gun, and they ran
You were
away.
at that Selena Gomez concert or whatever the fuck it was that got shot up?
No, Eagles of Death Metal.
Oh, that one. Okay.
That shooting.
Yeah.
Not the Selena.
I'm losing track. I'm starting to lose track.
Because think about it, this terrorists see unarmed French guys, and they're like, oh, kill them. But they see me, they're like, American with a gun. They're all like, oh shit, we surrender, dude.
That's really all we need to stop this fucking Muslim invasion going on in Europe is just send a couple Americans over there with guns to stand around.
I mean, that is what happened with that train. Remember the fucking terrorists tried to take over that train, and there were some Americans on it, and the Americans were just like, bullshit.
American service members, TJ.
Yeah.
They fucking, you're like, you know what? And they actually played themselves in a fucking movie directed by Clint Eastwood.
Anyway, what do you think of guns in America, Scotty?
I think more guns, all the time guns, everywhere guns. Look, if these people are worried about these fucking, these whiners at this fucking Parkland place are worried about guns, give every student a fucking gun. Give every fucking toddler a gun. Give every child a gun. They're worried about these schools being invaded, but guess what? That fucking toddler's going to pull out a fucking .357 Magnum and blow that fucking goddamn child predator away.
Hey, mister.
Reach for the sky.
Of my school.
Don't tread on me.
If you just have if everyone had a gun, okay, now guys, follow me this. If everyone has a gun, everyone's safe, dude.
For my cold, dead, chubby little hands.
Scotty did 311. That's so true. Paul.
I mean, I got no problem with people having guns as long as they can demonstrate that they're fucking, responsible enough, which is a really long way of saying that I don't think most people should have guns.
All right. I'm kind of of the mindset that guns should be regulated more like cars. I've said it before. I've said it a million times.
So you want to ban guns?
Yes.
You want to ban fucking guns?
Essentially,
TJ?
Yes. Just a gun ban. In the same way it's impossible to get a car, I think it should be
We have a Second Amendment, TJ. You got a problem with the fucking Second Amendment? Just get out of this fucking country, bitch.
I mean, this is the place to raise the problems. If you got problems, this is the show. So get all your grievances out. You know what I mean?
All right. So recently, not super recent, March 18th through 21st, basically, of 2018. So, about a half a month ago, maybe about 20 days, something like that. Fox News conducted a poll.
Yeah, Fox fucking News conducted a poll.
Proposals to reduce gun violence. Percent saying favor.
You guys ready for this one? Ready for this, Paul?
This is going to be a blowout.
You pansy-ass fucking liberals here.
All right, so require universal checks, 91%.
Let me just check this. No, this is rigged.
Rigged poll.
Rigged poll.
Fox News. Look, guys. I don't know where you pulled this from. This is not Fox News.
They accidentally inverted the numbers on each of these percentages.
Yeah, they meant to say 19%.
Oh, well, no. Strike the 9 from that one. 1% of people.
Oh, it's just they added an extra 9. Oops.
All errors.
They fat-fingered every one of these and added an extra number accidentally.
So, 91% of people favor requiring universal checks. I'm part of that 91%.
What would that entail? What would a universal... It would mean that if you want to buy a gun no matter what, There's like a federal background check to make sure. What are they looking for?
That's like you go to a gun show. They fucking force the government. Fucking puts you on a registry, Paul. They fucking check everybody that wants to buy a gun, and I don't fucking that scares me.
I'm assuming they mean
Tyranny, TJ.
I mean,
it's tyranny.
Since the next one is require mental health checks, I'm assuming the universal checks are for like criminal stuff.
I can't even believe that that's not already.
I mean,
a law.
there's practically no laws in America when it comes to guns. I mean, some states have some stronger laws, but nationally we don't have shit for.
Like
gun
we don't
laws.
look into a person's past and see if he's already like done violence with guns before we sell another one.
So require mental health check 84%.
So you want to stigmatize people with mental health, TJ? Because look, let's say I'm a law-abiding gun owner.
honestly,
TJ. Let's say I'm a law-abiding gun owner, TJ.
uh-huh.
But maybe I have a problem with anxiety, or I have a problem with depression, or I have a problem with, so you know what? And I go, see, I can't get help now because if I do that, government comes, takes all my guns away, TJ. Take all my guns away.
I mean, I think that probably there actually could be a potential there for people being discriminated against on the basis of mental
people
health.
with mental health issues will be discriminated against.
I mean, like, if you're fucking schizophrenic or something, you don't need to have access.
Are there
to
any
a fucking
studies
gun.
that show people who are schizophrenic are more violent, TJ?
Not really,
Oh.
but
So schizophrenic people shouldn't be allowed to own guns.
Well,
Even though there's not any more violent, TJ.
they're prone to delusions and hysteria. So
I mean, yeah.
that can sometimes
An
make.
armed society is a polite society.
Well, if you're schizophrenic, you might think a polite society
But you know
isn't
what?
being polite.
You know what? If they do that, then I got my gun, and bang, bang, crazy schizo is fucking dead. Good guy with the guns that can defeat the bad guy with the gun, TJ. So a terrorist comes in, what do you want, TJ? A bunch of police officers are unarmed to deal with them? Hey, Mr. Terrorist, please stop killing those people. Stop shooting. No, you want a fuck cop with a fucking big-ass gun to shoot that fucking terrorist dead, TJ? Don't you?
I mean, I'd like him to try and talk to the terrorist
No.
first, if that's okay.
Dead.
Raise legal age to buy to 21. 72% supported.
Lower it to 16.
What is it now?
It's 18.
Okay. Put armed guards in schools.
It depends. 18 for long rifles, like 21 for handguns.
So 69%. That's the Trump solution, pretty much.
Putting armed guards
in schools, 69% say yes.
Yeah, I'm fine with that one. That one's okay.
Here's this one. This is the one that almost surprises me the most. Ban assault weapons, 60%.
No.
just outright can't get assault weapons anymore.
See, I don't even subscribe to that.
So people don't want to take guns, but they're saying they want to ban assault weapons.
I think if we did the first three, we may not need to do the last two.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think you should have armed guards in schools.
Yeah, I'm against that.
I don't think school is
Yeah.
already prison-like enough.
No,
I don't think it needs.
we need armed guards there. I want to be safe. TJ, you say that not being a parent, TJ. People want their kids to be safe, and all these shootings. I think armed guards are a necessary precaution, TJ.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't, TJ? Oh, so another psycho can walk in and blow some more kids away. Well, TJ goes, well, we didn't need an armed guard there. Not my kid. No big deal.
Yep. Armed guards diffuse every gun-related situation.
I mean, I guess. I mean, like,
Well, for schools, yeah.
let's be honest though. I mean, like, if you're a fucking gunman, you probably would be less likely to go attack the school if there's a fucking armed guard posted there.
Why?
Because you're gonna be more afraid of getting shot before you can even waste the little fuckers.
Why don't you just start with the armed guard?
That's a pretty good point. I mean, wouldn't that be the first target? You just like go up behind the armed guard, be like, boom.
Yeah,
you know what?
He comes up to you. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a pad? Bam, 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 bam! Now, and then there goes your armed guard.
I got to solution that multiple armed
Yeah, you
guards
gotta have
posted throughout the school.
You gotta have like 15 armed
15
guards.
See,
Okay.
that's my
First of all.
problem with that. It's just like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Are you going to have like fucking
also,
sniper towers
I
all
wanna
around
build,
the school?
I want to build barbed wire fences too. I want to build these like really strong fence, like a wall around the entire school.
Yeah, and instead of educating kids in classrooms, let's just build single cells for them to receive
Yes!
so nobody can come in and out, so they're safe. You know what I mean?
Gotta keep the
Think
kids
about that,
safe.
Paul. If we did all that, those kids would be perfectly
Cancel
fucking safe.
recess, 23-hour lockdown. Only let them out for school under heavy guard, or
yes.
for a lunch under heavy guard. I mean, it's you know.
You
Cuff
finally
the kids
get
to
it.
the desk so that they don't fucking
They don't hurt each other.
try to fucking get in fights or pull guns on each other and stuff.
Dude, this is exactly the system we need to keep this country safe.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I think we've come up with some good solutions here. So this is something I showed Paul the other day. I think we were even doing a ideology stream, maybe.
We were.
And this is Penn Jillette talking about gun control. And I remember, I really liked their... And he doesn't fucking participate in the show. He's fucking not on top of the technical shit.
Glenn, come on, do something.
This is your fault, Glenn. You told me you had this problem fixed, Glenn. Sky, give him another slap.
Come on,
Fuck
Glenn.
Glenn,
Get this
dude.
shit fucking... Chauncey fucking vouch for you, bitch.
See, what happened...
This was the problem with fucking
Nepotism,
dude.
yep.
Yeah. Because, we figure, Chauncey's a stand-up guy, and then we hire his fucking shitty-ass cousin Glenn to come in here and try to fucking make the show run right. And lo and behold, shit just gets fucked up.
Terrible.
Glenn is the worst guest ever. That's right. Yes, he is. Amen. Amen to that. All right, so this is a clip from Penn Jillette. Talk about gun control. I always liked bullshit, but this is the one. This is probably the stupidest thing I ever saw in bullshit. This just made me raise my eyebrow. Let's take a look.
So what does the Second Amendment actually say? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's it. Not a lot of words, just very specific ones.
It means that the states have the right to have a well-regulated militia. And a 20-year-old kid carrying an assault weapon on the streets of downtown America has absolutely nothing to do with a well-regulated militia.
Well, no.
Right.
Read the words. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Sure, you need an organized military force to defend your country, but the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
That fucking liberal
this is the people
leaves that
in
shit
contrast with the militia. It doesn't say the right of the militia to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It says the right of the people. Now, why the word people? Because the people who wrote this had just fought a war for 2 years against a tyrannical state militia. They knew the time might come when they'd have to do that again. So they made the possession of weapons a right that the militia could never take away. Now, gun control advocates say the phrasing is clumsy, and the comma separating the state from the people is just a pause to get your breath. Strange, they can't seem to point out any other places where those hack framers fucked up the wording. So what?
So much assumption goes into this argument. First of all, the assumption that I, as a guy that thinks that the Second Amendment needs to be looked at and maybe reimagined, think that they fucked up the wording. I don't think they fucked up the wording at all. Second of all, what does he think that comma means, if not just a pause in the middle of the sentence?
Yeah, that's what I've always used commas for. To indicate that there's a pause there.
That's usually what they indicate. So
These fucking liberals think the comma was just there to indicate a pause.
But I think if we look at the history of why the Second Amendment was created, it becomes clear that that was what the fucking framers, James Madison, and the other common law references to this in English common law, derived from people's right to keep and bear arms from tyrannical fucking government forces, TJ. Most Americans have owned guns, TJ. Americans need to continue to own guns, and you're just trying to fucking infringe upon our fucking constitutional rights, TJ.
Someone in the chat named Stargazer said, state militia? What the fuck is a state militia? Does he mean an army?
Like the National Guard.
Back in those times, the United States didn't have a standing army. We every state had its own militia and stuff, so, and armies were only formed during wartime.
We're actually going to get into the history of the Second Amendment very shortly, so.
Well, that's actually the next thing on the agenda. Yeah. If you want to take a look, here we go. This is from the History Channel.
Some rare history from the not Pawn Stars tonight.
Oh wait, so this isn't a Pawn Stars clip?
No, it's actually.
I don't even want. Oh man, I don't even want to know if I want to click it anymore.
I think you need to turn the volume on though.
Yeah. Okay. I think it doesn't. It look like an asshole. It looks like an asshole.
It kind of does look like somebody put their butthole right on the camera.
Cool.
Gun ownership has been intertwined with the identity of America since the settlement of the 13 colonies.
Yeah! Guns!
The Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees Americans' right to keep and bear arms.
Yeah!
But this simple phrase has led to decades of debate around gun control legislation and limitations on gun ownership. Arguments that have gone all the way up to the Supreme Court. But to understand why the Second Amendment has provoked so much debate, we have to go back to the earliest days of the United States.
Cool, let's
At the
do
time
it.
the
best
Founding Fathers
times.
began drafting the Constitution, there were two major political groups, the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. Federalists believed in a strong central government. The Anti-Federalists,
Fuck you,
fearing
Federalists.
monarchy
Boo,
and tyranny, favored strong state governments.
Yeah.
This debate also spread to the young country's military. Federalists believed a strong standing army was necessary to defend against foreign attacks and large-scale domestic unrest. Anti-Federalists believed those attacks could be prevented by states' militias, who could be called upon in a time of national crisis. They were weary of large military forces, having experienced the
why.
oppression of the British Army both before and during the Revolution.
Yeah. Wonder why they were so opposed to standing armies. I don't know. Weirdest thing.
So I mean, now that you guys know more, I mean, look, I understand you guys are tempted to say we want this big, overarching, gun control legislation. You guys are more taking this more kind of federalist sort of position. Now, Federalists obviously won out, unfortunately, in this debate. Ultimately, if you want to know, that kind of turned out. Alexander Hamilton, one of our founding fathers, was instrumental in the Federalist Papers. But the point here is we don't want the fucking British coming back, and we don't want our own goddamn tyrannical fucking government to come in and take guns.
But the Federalists won, so we've got a big, strong, standing army. So why do we need the guns anymore?
To fucking protect ourselves from that big, strong, standing army, Paul.
Ah, all right.
This was a time when gun ownership and self-armament were already well established in the soon-to-be United States.
Well established.
Half of American colonists owned guns by 1775.
It's probably because
More
half of
Americans
American
had guns in
colonists
their
had to
homes than
shoot
had
like
sheriff or books.
deer to
They had
survive.
experienced British attempts to control.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of reasons that a person would need a gun.
You guys
back
remember the
then.
war,
I can
the war
almost
of
guarantee-
1812?
You got to
guys?
shoot your breakfast. And
Yeah,
shit.
I can almost guarantee that they probably most of them didn't have guns solely to make sure that somebody didn't creep into their house at night.
Yeah, the British, dude. The British came back. It wasn't even that long after. War of 1812. The British were back, trying to fucking take our country back, burn down the fucking White House. Thank God Americans had guns to defend this fucking great country again.
What did they do? Did they call upon the state militias for that? No, they didn't, dude.
Yeah, they did.
They called upon the standing army of the
No, they
United
called
States of America.
The state militias and the states fucking supplied men for that large army, Paul, and the state militias contributed.
Someone in our chat says we're British and we don't want you either, so it's pretty much a mutually beneficial relationship. Whatever,
yeah,
dude.
you
That's
know
some
what, dude?
sour grapes right there.
Let's just stop for a second and fuck on the Brits for a second.
Oh, God,
to pretend that they don't want America back is probably the height of British fucking arrogance, dude. You are so desperate to have us back under the fold. You so desperately want your cookie munching, crumpet sucking, fucking queen licking fucking bullshit over here on this. But you know what? We ejected you off of this continent for a fucking reason. So stay away. Get the fuck away. I can smell your fucking desire to have the United States back through your comment,
Go
you
fucking
limey
choke
fuck.
down some fucking mushy peas, you fucking good having food motherfuckers.
I don't even like
No one
guns.
eats fucking goddamn British food.
I don't even like
country
guns,
ain't
but
got
I want to
shit.
fucking I want to go get one just to make sure that these fucks don't come back again.
Dude, let's compare the fucking UK economy to the American economy, the strong, gun-owning fucking American, to these fucking fat, lazy British fucks, dude. They ain't doing nothing.
And they call fucking pancakes flapjacks or something? Or no, they say, yeah.
Yeah, they do. They call them flapjacks.
Yeah, it's fucking gross.
No, they call flapjacks to them
Yeah,
are,
wait,
are
yeah,
like they're like
flapjacks are like those nasty, like weird
They're
little
gross,
oat
dude.
bar things or some bullshit.
it's bullshit.
They're gross. Fuck British people.
You know what? We're all
Have
happy
you ever
being
had a
14th.
fucking scone or some shit?
I've had a scone, yeah.
Scones are fucking gross.
Dude, muffins are way better.
Pretty
than
dry.
scones.
Yeah,
the-
crumpets fucking suck.
It's like, hey, can you imagine like a dry, like flat fucking muffin? Yeah, that's a scone. It's like, fuck this
A
shit, dude.
delicious scone.
You know what? We're happy we're not leaders of the free world. We're happy being like, 14th or 15th in the world and everything. We're happy not leading the world in culture and fucking military advancement and technology. Bull fucking shit, dude.
Sour grapes, dude.
The green-eyed monster is evident on you, sir.
Scones are excellent. You eat them with milk. Yeah, well, you know what? Any food that you have to dip it in a liquid to make it palatable.
Yeah.
You know why
Pap.
you eat scones with milk? Because if you try and eat a scone without milk, you're liable to choke from the fucking mouthful of sand you
Eat
just
a
put.
goddamn fucking muffin like a proper American.
Yeah. We have stuff we can dip in milk, but it's optional. Like an Oreo is good in milk, but you can fucking
works.
eat it without the milk, and it's still fine. Fuck you, Britain. You suck dick. Anyway, so that's just our little fuck Britain digression.
Through disarmament. But guns weren't just about protecting citizens from tyranny. Guns reinforced domain over property.
Yeah.
In the South, property meant slaves.
Oh.
Slave owners had a higher rate of gun ownership, and Southern militias
Well, that makes
focused
sense.
less on protecting against the government's use of the military to oppress them,
Yeah,
and more
all
on keeping
Democrats, by the
slaves
way,
from
all
freeing their
Democrats.
masters or from outright rebellion.
All Democrats.
Okay.
James Madison, a slave owner from Virginia, had all of these groups in mind: Federalists, Anti-Federalists, militias in the North and South, when he drafted the Second Amendment. The Constitution allowed for the raising of a federal army, but the Second Amendment was introduced as a compromise to make sure that this federal army was not going to be turned against the citizenry, striking a balance of power between the states and the federal government. At the time, the Second Amendment was not primarily seen as an individual's right to bear arms for their own protection, but rather, as the writings of colonial thinkers like Noah Webster and Alexander Hamilton suggest, it was about enabling citizens to be part of a collective militia that would avert the use of the nation's military at home.
So wait.
Gun ownership evolved as the country.
Okay, so if I'm understanding that correctly, they're basically saying that in order to combat a standing army, you could have a gun to be part of a local militia to fight the standing army if the standing army turned against you.
Right.
Okay. Just making sure I got what was going on there.
Country expanded, and differing interpretations of the Second Amendment have developed over time.
They made more correct
The
interpretations.
Supreme Court has heard many cases involving the Second Amendment, but never established gun ownership as a personal right outside of the context of some sort of military service. That is, until 2008, with the case of the District of Columbia v. Heller. Dick Heller was a D.C. cop who applied for permission to keep his sidearm at home, but because the city had enacted a handgun ban, his permit was denied. The court ruled in favor of Heller that the D.C. handgun ban was in violation of the Second Amendment. In his majority opinion, Justice Antonin Scalia wrote that the Second Amendment guarantees an individual right to possess and carry weapons in case of confrontation. The court did acknowledge some limits, such as firearm possession by felons or in places such as schools or government buildings. This was considered a departure
Schools is
from
where we
legal
need them the
precedent,
most.
which
Where's
had
that?
largely
Where's
derived
that
people's
language
right
in the
to bear
fucking
arms.
Second Amendment?
Yeah, I mean, the courts just fucking reinvented the I mean, like in 2008, I mean, that's only 10 years ago.
Yep.
It was 10 years ago that this widespread among gun nuts interpretation of the Second Amendment even was
Look,
codified
TJ,
into law.
gun-free zones are not even fucking safe. I don't agree with the part about banning guns anywhere. You should be able to go into Congress with a fucking gun. You should go to school with a gun. Anywhere with a gun. Why not? You need to be protected wherever you go. Especially, especially in the age of mass
You have a
shootings.
right to be safe everywhere.
Yeah. I should have right to be safe everywhere, TJ.
And nothing says safety like a bunch of reckless shitheels with pistols.
Damn right.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell the fuck
God bless
yeah.
this fucking country. And its
God
fucking-
bless America,
and
dude.
its Second Amendment that protects us and keeps us safe.
God bless America. All right, so this is something Scotty just begged me to fucking pull. It's only 7 seconds, but whatever, we can just watch it.
Yeah! Pull it, dude. Play from the beginning, TJ.
5 words for you.
5
From
words.
my cold, dead hands.
Oh, Jesus.
That's how I feel about guns from my cold, dead fucking hands.
Yeah, I did wonder if somebody finally pried that thing out of his cold, dead hand when he keeled over.
It's the only way you could get out of his hand.
So this, Paul, what is this? Explain this to the people. This says just says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This seems like they're missing half of the fucking amendment there.
This is a little art installation on the wall at the NRA's national headquarters, and they seem to think that they know better what the onus of the Second Amendment is, because they left half of it on the cutting room floor to do this little thing on their wall. They really don't like that well-regulated militia part.
Yeah, so when it is there, they try to explain it away as best they can, and then when it's not there, they're just like, you know
what, I can explain it.
Yeah, what's up?
It'd be fine to have a militia. It's fine to have a militia. And it's also fine to keep and bear arms if you're an individual citizen for personal protection, to protect us against the tyrannical government. TJ, look, we need guns. Guns keep us safe. Personal protection of my property. The fucking police aren't going to protect my fucking property and my life. I have to do that, TJ. Now, look, you can choose not to own a gun and be a pussy, but I choose to be a fucking badass with a gun.
A badass.
A fucking badass with a gun. See, look, someone comes to kick your door in at 3 a.m., Paul, what are you going to do? You're gonna cower in fear and probably be killed and raped, and that's what's going to happen to you.
Wow. Maybe.
Now, me, I'm going to have a
Depending on what they want.
They're going to rape him?
Yeah, why would they rape me?
I don't know, Paul, but that's probably what they're going to do. Now, see, I have a gun, so I'm going to kill them, and then I'm going to rape them for trying to fucking break into my house.
Are you going to rape the bullet hole?
Probably.
I mean, that's kind of neat. Paul doesn't like it. What's wrong with that, Paul?
I don't know, dude. Sounds gross.
You don't want to fuck a burglar's bullet hole after you shot him?
No. No, thanks.
Scotty equals alpha male.
I guess so.
So this is another NRA thing. We're in a little NRA section now. This is a gun safety rules.
Yeah, I pulled this because I figured we should look at, like, you know, and these aren't bad rules, honestly, after having perused them, but, you know, just a kind of an overview on how to be safe with a gun.
The NRA fucking supports gun safety. Come on, we're all in favor.
Sure
of
they
that.
do. I don't deny that.
So
Thank you,
NRA
Paul.
gun
Finally,
safety
some
rules.
concession from you.
At the NRA, firearm education and safety is paramount. Okay, yeah, whatever. No, it's not. Anyway, always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction, like towards a liberal, you know?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Always keep your finger off the trigger until ready to shoot.
There you go.
That's a big one.
Always keep the gun unloaded until ready to use.
Yep.
Well, you need to be you need to have it loaded in case you might need to shoot from the hip, dude. Mm-hmm. What if a burglar just bursts in? You can't be fucking loading your gun. You know, you got to be on top of that shit. When using or storing a gun, always follow these additional NRA rules. Know your target and what is beyond.
Makes sense.
That seems fair. Know how to use. Well, that's what this whole thing's about.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty broad.
It's kind of superfluous. Be sure the gun is safe to operate. Well, yeah. Use only the correct ammunition for your gun. Is that a problem?
Yeah, don't put a shotgun shell in your pistol. That's not going to work.
Good advice.
Wear eye and ear protection as appropriate. Hold on, Mr. Burglar. I got to get my fucking eye and ear protection on. Never use alcohol, over-the-counter drugs, or prescription drugs before or while shooting. Well, that takes all the fun out of it.
Every gun owner follows this.
To a T.
Store guns so they're not accessible to unauthorized persons.
Another one that gun owners are all very good about.
So here's some
following
additional
up on.
safety precautions, I guess. Be aware that certain types of guns and many shooting activities require additional safety precautions. Okay, this is so vague.
Oh, okay.
Cleaning, I guess. Yeah, okay. So clean your gun. Don't clean your room, bucko. Clean your gun, bucko.
Dude, look.
And we can get. There's lots of places around here we can get gun
Perfect.
training too. So
the NRA is encouraging right now, TJ, safe and responsible gun ownership.
hell yeah.
Can you deny that, TJ? Look, there's doing gun rules. They're fucking turning you into instructors who can show you how to safely handle weapons. And what else do you need,
This
TJ?
is just some cover your ass kind of shit.
No.
I mean,
it's
I've
not.
got no fucking problem with any of those rules. I think they're all good safety rules. I just want to see people forced to follow those rules.
You know what would be cool?
Yeah, forced to follow, TJ.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Paul wants to use force against the citizens of this country to take their
with
guns.
That. I'm okay with that.
To
I don't wanna
take their guns away.
But you know what? Maybe
Tyranny, TJ.
Since there's all these people running these gun safety shops, like maybe make that mandatory for gun ownership.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the
Standardize the education, you know what I mean? Like
before they gave me my license to drive my car, I had to go to
I
some
don't need to
stupid
be
class.
on some government fucking registry, TJ.
You're already on a government
I don't
registry.
need to fucking be in some government registry to take away my freedom.
All right, here you go. Here's an ad from the NRA.
oh man, this ad is chilling.
Is it?
It is. Watch.
Okay.
They use their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars.
It was okay when he was a Kenyan, though,
Yeah.
right? When he was a Kenyan fucking a Muslim infiltrator.
Hey, the jury's still out.
That was okay.
The jury's
but-
still out, TJ.
Dude, I love how this has fucking way more thumbs down than thumbs up, too. That's kind of neat.
And singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over
Who's this they that controls singers and comedians?
The
and
gun-grabbing liberal elite, TJ. Who else is they?
Soros, dude.
Fucking George Soros.
Hillary Clinton and George Soros.
Damn you, Soros! Damn you!
Soros!
Oh, my God. So embarrassing.
I love it.
Salvador, get the fuck out of here.
Salvador, turn around and vamonos, homie.
Oh, my God.
A little shit.
All right. Oh, shit. I went back. All right, there we go.
Shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth.
Yeah.
I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and
Dude,
I'm freedom's
can you
safest
believe how
place.
violent gun control advocates are? I mean, if you want the
gun
best
advocates are going nuts. It's a good thing they don't got guns.
Yeah, well, dude, look at juxtapose those gun control advocates who smash store windows and set fires in garbage cans with the peace-loving, law-abiding gun owners of America, dude.
Yeah.
Look at the fucking chaos and tragedy that's being caused all over this country by protesters.
On the other hand, though, imagine if all those protesters had guns, though.
I don't see a bunch of fucking NRA people
Gotta keep guns out of the hands of these anti-gun people.
I don't see a bunch of NRA people out trying to silence.
Well, most of them are fucking old as the damn hills.
I don't see them out there fucking protesting, destroying fucking city streets and fucking attacking the police, TJ. I don't see them doing that.
No, yep. No gun owners ever shoot at the police.
No.
Never happens. No gun owners ever terrorize entire fucking city blocks.
No. Well, that's felons, Paul.
Oh, okay. Not gun owners. Felons.
Felons.
Yeah. Aren't felons who use guns gun owners before they become felons?
Illegal gun owners.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
those aren't law-abiding citizens.
Yeah, those aren't good law-abiding NRA members.
Got it.
So hold on. This is a guy. This guy's gotten real popular. His apparently it's kind of a really impassioned speech. I've seen it circulating around conservative circles. This is the guy. This is called "I Am the Majority." Full gun rights speech. Must watch.
You must watch this.
Must watch.
How have I not watched this?
I don't know, Paul. You're just a fucking faggot if you ain't watched this shit. This is good shit.
Mr. Robinson?
I am the majority, bitch. Here's to you, Mr. Robinson.
You have to give us your name.
I'm sorry. My name is Mark Robinson. I live that's right here in Greensboro. Lived in Greensboro all my life. I didn't have time to write a fancy speech. I didn't have time to, I didn't have the resource of an English teacher to sit down and write a speech with at school today and be, brought over here.
This is a fucking man of the people.
What I really came down here for was this.
I had the resources to write no speech.
This guy doesn't have fucking time to hire a team of fucking Hillary speech writers. This is what someone's just going to speak from the heart.
I'm just going to come up here and speak from my heart.
And his experience as a gun owner, TJ. Let's hear this impassioned
looks clogged
speech.
with chicken fat from...
wow, TJ, that's a fucking racist statement. You're a fucking despicable racist.
I guess I am.
I've heard a whole lot of people in here talking tonight about this group and that group, and domestic violence, and blacks, these minorities and that minority. What I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding...
I mean, you're probably the majority of the mass of that room.
Well, you got me there.
The majority of McDonald's quarterly profits.
I'm a citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony. I've never done anything like that. But it seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. You want to turn around and restrict.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, because every time I'm like, what about that fucking Mark Robinson guy?
Yeah, you know what? Take his gun.
He's really the one responsible for this shooting.
TJ, that's not what you're talking about. He's talking about law-abiding gun owners, TJ, who are targeted every time one of these insane mass shootings happen. Look, TJ, these mass shootings are tragic. They're tragic, and I totally empathize with the people who have experienced these tragedies. But it does not give an excuse to repeal the Second Amendment. It does not give an excuse to further regulate and ban weapons.
I mean, everybody that's had a discussion on gun control with somebody who doesn't agree with them has heard this type of rhetoric. This, like, they like to separate guns from the problem totally. And that, to me, is just fucking psychopathic. Like, I don't understand how you can look at a problem of mass shooting, mass gun violence, mass gun crime, and not at least... Now, I'm not saying to ignore the people that do it either. I want to take it all into account. I want to take a look at the guns and how those people got them.
I mean, like, imagine if this argument was being made for anything else. Like, you know, there was like a bunch of mustard gas attacks. Would there be someone out here like, what about all us law-abiding mustard gas people?
Every time we have one of these mustard gas attacks, we're always talking about, you know, how, take away the mustard gas. But what about people like me that just got mustard gas hobbyists?
Well, you know what?
Would have a big gallon of mustard gas in their garage, but never used it. I ain't never mustard gassed nobody.
Yeah, but you know, here's the difference, guys. You know, we can have these fake hypotheticals and these false equivalencies. We can do all this fucking fallacious reasoning. But we have a beautiful document called the Constitution of the United States. And that document is the Second Amendment.
I mean, all it says, it doesn't say guns, it says arms. So, I mean,
why do they interpret as arms as guns, TJ? It's talking about guns.
Okay.
We have this beautiful, and if you guys,
why not grenades?
Yeah, what about grenades?
Why not missile launchers? Why not fucking mustard gas?
Because we just learned that the second.
I think you guys need to acknowledge this. If you guys want to change this, I'm fine with that. Repeal the Second Amendment. Go through the process laid out by the best document ever created, the United States Constitution. Because you guys have a process as liberals that you can go easily change this document if that's what you want to do.
All right, fine. I'm glad you're cool with it. I didn't know.
And if people want to change it. Well, look, Paul, I am for the fucking people. If the will of the people is let's change this and the states ratify it and it all goes through the process.
Can you put up that poll again there, TJ? See if we can take the pulse of the will of the people real quick.
Let's do it.
The will of the people is not to ban guns.
I mean, it looks like there might be enough support here to do a little ratification of an amendment to the amendment, maybe.
No, it'll never happen, Paul.
No?
It'll never happen.
You don't think
so?
so?
My prediction is that this country, the minute we do that, we might as well just this country might as well commit mass suicide. We might as well Jim Jones ourselves because you know what? Then once the liberal, socialist, communists just roll in and take over this country, Paul, the fucking mega states begin. The vampires come out that rule this fucking land. The Bilderbergs just control everything.
Don't talk to Paul about vampires ruling the land.
Oh,
He's
man.
been triggered enough by that today.
Oh, holy shit. Ugh.
But I mean, we're done. All the guns are gone, TJ. The military, the National Guard, the police can do whatever they want to. Look, they're not going to be afraid of you anymore, TJ. Right now, the cops are terrified they could be shot. That if they try to fucking take over this country, we're fucked, dude.
Why are they terrified they could be shot, though? They've got guns.
Because
aren't
Paul,
they
know armed citizens are not going to fucking stand by while the tyrannical government of this fucking country takes all our rights away, Paul. Our rights are being eroded every day. The fucking the Patriot Act. The spying, Paul. We need these guns now more than ever to ensure our freedom.
Okay.
Paul wants you to turn in all the guns. Paul wants to turn in everyone else's guns because Paul doesn't even own a gun. He wants to turn everyone else's gun in. Oh, hey, you want a gun? Turned in. So the government can just roll in, Paul.
All right, I think you guys have interrupted this gentleman's speech long enough.
Fine, whatever.
Order in the court.
Order in the court, sir.
Restrict my right, constitutional right that's spelled out in black and white. You want to restrict my right to buy a firearm and protect myself from some of the very people you're talking about in here tonight. It's ridiculous. I don't think Rod Serling could come up with a better script. It does not make any sense. The law-abiding citizens of this community and many communities around this country, we're the first ones taxed and the last ones considered and the first ones punished when things like this happens because our rights are the ones that are...
Sorry, how many gun rights have you lost after shooting after shooting after shooting after shooting? None.
Well,
Not
I
one.
mean, there have been some bans on magazine capacity and bumper stocks
Brady bill.
and the Brady bill. I mean, that
It expired.
that was
but
mostly, that's gone now. But those
There's-
wily Republicans got that Brady bill passed.
There's
man.
not been a single fucking actually effectual fucking piece of gun control legislation passed in this country
TJ,
in reaction to any of these shootings.
all the gun owners of this country, all the people who want to keep guns, who are law-abiding citizens, just roll over and let liberals just take all their guns away because they don't want guns anymore. Oh, you know what? There's another mass shooting. Let's now take all your guns away, TJ. Let's take all the guns away, and then we'll be safe.
I don't think I've ever
Then we'll
heard
be
that
Britain.
argument.
Then
Like,
we'll be Britain. We'll be Britain, guys. You know what, Paul? London now has a higher murder rate than New York City for the first time ever. No guns there, really. Only special police and the military can carry guns there.
What?
How safe are they?
London has a higher murder rate than
Yes.
New York.
Yes, it does.
Citation needed.
Go look it up.
Yeah, it actually does.
It
It
does.
does it really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
If they had guns, that fucking murder rate would be way lower.
It just happened this year, I think. Or
Just
last
crossed over, huh?
year. Yep.
They're
Wow.
being taken away. That's the reason why I came down here today. Gun show or no gun show, NRA or no NRA. I'm here to stand up for the law-abiding citizens of this community. Because I'm going to tell you that what's going to happen. You can take the guns away from us all you want to. You all write a law, I follow the law, I'll bring my guns down here, I'll turn them in.
Oh,
But here's
cool.
what's gonna
All right,
happen.
cool. Awesome.
The Crips and the Bloods on the other side of town, they're not going to turn their guns
Nope.
in. They're going to hold on to them. And what's going to happen when you have to send the police down there to go take them? The police can barely enforce the law as it is. As what I see, we demonize the police, criminalize and vilify the police, and we make the criminals into victims. And we're talking about restricting guns? How are you going to do that?
Man.
How you gonna do that?
I mean, I hate to interrupt this impassioned speech, but that seems like a little bit like that view seems a little myopic to me. A lot of times police do catch a lot of flack, but a lot of times police are perpetrating a lot of things that they shouldn't be. Like this idea that the cops are just the fucking white hat good guys in
You think
this.
them Crips and them Bloods are gonna give up their guns,
Yeah,
Paul?
the criminals all going to go in, oh, it's time to turn in all the illegal guns? Well, let me just head on right over there. Hey, it's my Crip homies. Hey, guys, let's drive over to the police station and turn all our weapons in.
Yo, T-Dog, they just banned guns, dog. We gotta turn that shit in.
You got your strap, man? We got to go down to the police. Turn in our straps.
Not going to fucking happen, guys.
you
Liberal
gonna do
fucking
that with-
fantasies.
And the police department's already hamstrung. You're not going to be able to go down here
How
and
are
take
they
these guns
hamstrung?
from these criminals. So the criminals are going to hold on
Tell me
to
how
their
they
guns. They're
hamstrung
still gonna-
TJ at every turn. Anytime the police use any force, they tap someone on the head. It's police brutality, man.
No, more like every time they
They-
shoot someone, it's like
What?
2 weeks paid vacation, and then it's
shoot
determined that
somebody.
there's nothing wrong.
Well, TJ, look, all those shootings, TJ, have been fully investigated, and look, when it's been appropriate, those people have been tried and convicted.
That
but
pretty
a lot
much
of
never
times,
happens.
That's a lie, TJ. You're a dirty
Pretty much
fucking
never
liar. You're a
happens.
liar, TJ. You're a liar. The cop that shot that guy in the back, I'm sure he's in prison.
So we got a gun guy in our chat arguing with us
Oh, yeah?
throughout this.
Well, you better not be arguing with me. I'm fucking.
So here's
I'm totally pro-gun.
Here's the point he's making. He says he's summarizing our argument like this: 1, police should be the only one with guns. 2, police
No.
are corrupt. So
No.
you're already fucking up.
Yeah, you've already fucked up our argument.
Yeah, pretty royally too.
Yeah, I was just about to say that gun loving people like to give these impassioned speeches about how but it's just a boogeyman. Like I don't hear anybody of any credibility nationally saying that we should take all guns. In fact, I think most people realize that even if such legislation would pass, it'd be hard to fucking enforce. It'd be impossible to enforce
It'd be like
that.
trying to put the monsters back in Pandora's box.
There's just no fucking way. So most of us are just advocating for stricter rules governing how people get their hands on these guns. Because those Crips and those Bloods that have an arsenal, all of those guns purchased legally somewhere by a gun owner and then ended up as street pieces. So it's like, they're not like the Crips and the Bloods aren't manufacturing their AKs and Uzis and shit.
Paul just wants to whittle away at our freedom. First, we just gotta ban we gotta ban these assault weapons. Oh, there's been too many shootings with handguns now. We gotta ban handguns so we'll be safe.
I mean, I don't want fucking
Pretty soon, you won't be able to fucking. All Paul wants are society. Oh, can I buy a knife at the store? Oh no, those too many people have been stabbed lately. You can get a butter knife. You can get a fucking spork to cut your goddamn fucking steak with.
I don't care if fucking fat ass chicken grease artery clogged Mark Robinson or whatever has his guns locked up in a safe in his fucking house. Like, but the minute that he starts fucking trying to tote him around in public and shit, that's where he runs afoul of me. Because I don't need his protection. I don't want it. I don't want Mark Robinson drawn down on somebody in public for me.
It doesn't affect you if he does, though,
Mark
Paul.
Robinson,
it doesn't affect
badass.
you.
It does if he fucking lets off a round that hits me in the noodle.
Yeah, if he actually does that, which is, look, Paul, that's very unlikely to happen. And two, look, there's so many people that have around you, Paul, and they're probably in this community that you live in that have concealed carry. That you have no idea they have guns. Have they ever shot you or hurt you?
Not yet.
I rest my case.
Okay. Case is rested.
Paul has never been harmed by a law-abiding gun owner. Let the record show.
Right, let's let this motherfucker finish this fat
They're
ass
still
speech.
going to break in my house, and they're still going to shoot me with them. And guess who's going to be the one that suffers? It's going to be me. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight, it is not going to happen without a fight. And when I say fight, I don't mean shots fired. I don't mean fist thrown. I mean, I'm going to come down here to this city council and raise hell just like these loonies from the left do until you listen to the majority of the people in this city. And I am the majority. The majority
I'm sick of this argument that absolutely nobody is making, that I should have my guns taken away. And until absolutely nobody stops making this argument that absolutely nobody is making, I'm going to be down here yelling in your face every goddamn day until nobody stops making this argument that doesn't exist.
The argument does exist, Paul.
I mean, there are people who say, just
liberals.
ban them outright.
There are people in this country that do believe
that's
that
a
all
pretty
guns
fucking fringe position.
It's such a fringe position that it's not even worth considering at this point. These people that are clutching their fucking guns, acting like George Soros or fucking Hillary Clinton or Pocahontas is going to show up and snatch their granddaddy's fucking war rifle from them. It's not gonna happen, dipshit. Nobody wants your guns, Mark.
If the San Francisco liberals get their way, Paul, yes it will. Yes it will. When these fringe people take over our country, when the socialist communists, they're gonna come for your guns, Paul. You might not own a gun, but all the law-abiding citizens, their guns are gonna go bye-bye.
I don't mean fist thrown. I mean I'm sold at the gun show. An AR-15 is not a military-grade weapon. Anybody would go into combat with an AR-15 is a fool.
Yeah, you can barely shoot up a whole classroom full of kindergartners with an AR-15, man. You barely do anything with that, man.
Not a military weapon.
That's a training gun, bro.
It's recreational, Paul. It's a recreational gun.
It's for shooting gophers and whatnot and quails.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't shoot quails with that.
Yeah, I don't think you shoot quails.
I would use a shotgun.
You'd be killed in 15 minutes in combat with that thing. So we need to dispel all these myths, and we need to drop all this division that we got going on here. Because the bottom line is,
you need to drop all the. Didn't you just talk about the loony left trying to ban all the guns and shit, and then you're gonna say we're gonna stop all this division? It's like, come on.
When that Second Amendment was written, whether the framers liked it or not, they wrote it for everybody, and I am everybody. And the law-abiding citizens of this city are everybody. And
no, they aren't. Like, I'm sorry, dude. It may make you feel good as an American citizen to think that you're everybody and that the citizens of your fucking little community are everybody, but they're not. There are millions of people in millions of different communities in this country. You just can't. I don't understand this, dude.
Thank God for the fucking Supreme Court that has fucking reaffirmed time and time again our right to keep and bear arms from liberals like Paul, who would take our guns in a heartbeat.
All right, we got 20 seconds left of this guy's speech. Let's take a look.
All right, fine.
And we want our rights, and we want to keep our rights. And by God, we're going to keep them. Come hell or high water.
Yeah, woo!
I mean, you just got done saying that you weren't willing to fight with fists or guns, so you ain't going to keep them, I guess. If they decide you don't keep them, you just got done telling them that you're fine with abiding by the law. So...
Well, let's listen to a song. You guys want to hear a song?
Yeah. I do, dude. We need a musical interlude.
We need to fucking lighten the mood up.
Lighten the mood up with a nice song.
It's already good.
Oh, yeah. Guns are good. We
I'm a
love
simple
guns.
man, I do what I can. Just trying to make a living. The rumors going round all over town. They want to take my gun. Here's a piece of advice.
God.
I'm trying to be nice. Don't say I didn't warn you. If you want to see this redneck put up a fight, try to take away my Second Amendment rights. 'Cause I was born, I was raised in the world's greatest country. There ain't no way I'm backing down to those politics and government. I mind my own.
This is the most
I don't
polite,
want
like, fuck off, don't, you're not taking my gun song I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is kind of polite, isn't it? You know, usually it'd be like, you know, you try to take my guns, you get the bullets. This guy's just kind of like, there ain't no way you taking my guns.
Because as a responsible gunner, he doesn't want to harm anyone, TJ.
Let's see.
Body telling me which magazines and guns I can buy.
Look at those hunting rifles right there.
Second Amendment right.
Yep, deer.
Second Amendment right.
All thing this guy's shooting is a fucking buck.
Yeah.
He's proud of his mobile home.
There's other things.
You try to come from my toe of a wife.
Guns and magazines, I can name a few, but if I do, they'll try to ban everything. Little foreign cars, smoking bars. Oh, don't forget the Big Macs. But if you want to see this country put up a fight,
Don't forget the Big Macs.
try to take away our Second Amendment rights. 'Cause I was born and I was raised in the world's greatest country. There ain't no way I'm backing down.
It doesn't really look like the world's greatest country from the pictures you're showing.
Yeah, it looks like a trailer park.
I don't want or need anybody telling me.
Look at the front line of defense against the tyranny of the government, folks.
Yeah, dude.
Thank
Here they
God,
are.
dude.
Here are the people, the fucking thin white line standing between us and the tyranny of the government.
Thank God for the people like this, man.
This soft-spoken redneck and his thumb of a wife, dude. Thank goodness they're out there protecting me.
I was born and I
Look,
was
just
raised
normal people eating some eggs, going around this great country. Look at that. They got their fucking tractor trailer, just living the American fucking dream, Paul. And the only way to keep that safe is to own a gun.
Directed. Come on.
Directed by
Directed
Keith.
by Keith. What a great video.
I wrote this song about the Second Amendment right because I believe now more than ever they're trying to take them from us.
Thank you, Keith. God, please bless the USA. Well, I don't really agree with
And
that.
this was
'cause I'm an atheist.
2013, so they're taking them real slow.
Yep.
Well, the NRA thankfully exists to protect us, dude. If the NRA was gone, when the NRA is outlawed, then guns will be gone soon.
You guys want a chilling fact? I looked it up, and Keith, who made that song, is now in a FEMA gun grab camp with his wife because he refused to give up his guns.
I thought his wife was dead of diabetes for sure by now, but
Well, she is.
okay, cool.
I mean,
Shortly after
Yeah,
she
she
succumbed.
She was insulin dependent. I mean, they didn't provide that at the camp, so she's long gone.
Oh, okay. That's good. So here's some little gun facts. We're just going to read the first couple paragraphs here. Small arms, commonly known as firearms or guns, are used to kill as many as 1,000 people each day.
It's not bad.
Millions more are wounded. Or their lives are upended when access to development aid, markets, health, education, and human rights is disrupted by people with guns. All right. There are more than 875 million firearms in the world. 75% of them are in the hands of civilians. Guns outnumber passenger vehicles by 253 million, or 29%. Each year, about 8 million new small arms plus 10 to 15 billion rounds of ammunition are manufactured. Enough bullets to shoot every person in the world, not once, but twice. Cool.
We need to up that because, I mean, I've seen enough movies to know that twice sometimes just ain't enough.
Well, yeah.
The authorized international trade in small arms and ammunition exceeds $7.1 billion in USD every year. So big business.
I'm not gonna be happy until there's enough bullets to shoot every person in the world at least 10 times over.
Well, you might miss.
You gotta be sure.
Yeah, you know, what about zombies?
That 2 bullets barely leaves you, enough to do the old double tap to the head to make sure. You know what I mean? What if you miss one? Then you're fucked. Then you only got a single tap to the head.
Yeah, that's no good. That's no good.
Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe in this country until there are enough bullets to legit kill everybody on this planet. Because how could you be?
Well, you know what, Paul? And the funny thing is that our gun laws are stronger than ever, and our country is safe, is really now safer than ever. Yeah, I understand they have these outlier mass shootings, but if you look at the statistics, our country is now safer than ever.
Violence is down. Yeah.
Violence is down.
Yep.
Gun ownership is up. This country is safe, and thank God for these fucking guns.
Safe and sound.
Thank God for these fucking guns that keep people safe and fucking sound. Look, in other parts of the world, the UK, like you said, the murder rates in London just shooting up. I mean, look at all those other shithole countries. The fucking shit's just shooting through the fucking roof. The U.S. safer than ever. God bless this amazing fucking country.
I mean, doesn't New York have some pretty restrictive gun laws, though?
No, those have all been.
Isn't that a sign, maybe, that the gun laws are working if their murder rate has fallen below a foreign country?
No, they don't have stricter gun laws, Paul.
Oh, okay. They don't?
They don't.
Okay.
I mean, some of these places have tried to ban guns, but like we said, the Heller decision in the Supreme Court, handguns cannot be banned by any local or state. So we're good. You know, I mean, look, the less restrictions on guns, Paul, look, anyone has a gun, they're going to be safe. I mean, Paul, look, if you were going to walk through a very rough area, would you rather be armed or unarmed?
That's a good question, honestly.
I mean, if there's a bunch of people you think could potentially do you harm, would you rather be unarmed? Oh, well, I'd rather not have a gun because I'm just going to trust the police are going to protect me.
All right, so apparently this London crime rate surpassing New York is kind of bullshit. Because what they did is they just it only compares 1 month of data. Overall, the crime rate in London, the murder rate is way lower.
So there was just one bad month.
What?
Yeah.
That's fake news.
Yeah, I thought that sounded like a stinky statistic.
Yeah, it said looking at 2017 overall, the homicide rate per 100,000 population stood at 1.2 in London and 3.4 in New York. So
what?
That's a little bit of a disparity there.
So not quite. I mean, but in the month of February, there were...
We beat them.
Yeah.
We beat them.
One
month out of the year, we beat them.
Yeah, so there
Good
you go.
job, New York.
But, I mean, look, TJ, New York has made rapid progress. I mean, look, you might cite this 1 month, and I can't verify that statistic. That sounds like some liberal shit you just made
it's
up.
made rapid progress in, like, stop and frisk and really harsh anti-gun
Also,
laws.
it looks like London's murder rate has been pretty stable since 2007, and New York's has been pretty steadily going down. So it looks like that might be more about New York's murder rate going down than London's going up.
Got it.
It's increasing rapidly.
Okay.
So New York is basically mimicking everywhere else in terms of, violent crime going down.
Yeah, here.
But it's still way up above.
Here, I'll just pull a chart up for you since that's been a commonly discussed statistic going on.
Yeah, let's see TJ's facts.
Facts, quote unquote. So here's the overall murder rate here, annual homicides in New York and London by year. You see London was a little bit higher there, but they've pretty much stabilized around 100 a year.
Well, I mean, they're probably not including terrorist attacks. These statistics they seem very flawed to me already.
Oh, okay.
What is this, GeorgeSoros.com?
I know.
This actually is GeorgeSoros.com.
Oh,
shit. Damn it. Fucking goddamn Soros!
You guys are fucking buying into a bunch of bullshit.
Tricked me again. Fucking Soros, dude. Fucking Soros. Let's look at some more guns. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's another Soros site. God, all this anti-gun shit is Soros shit.
You can't find
me one non-Soros source, TJ, that says what you're saying.
You can't do it. Oh, well, let's look at the Soros site, I guess. So the United States has a population of 319 million people in 2014, all right? Roughly 371 million firearms were owned by U.S. civilians and domestic law enforcement in 2014. Of these, about 146 million, or 39%, were handguns. So we have more guns than people. Okay,
easily.
Neat.
And enough bullets to shoot everybody twice.
Civilians accounted for 80% of non-military gun industry revenues. Handguns comprise 52% of all new guns sold to civilians. Based upon national surveys, the following are estimates of private firearm ownership in the U.S. as of 2016. Households with a gun between 36 and 49%. Adults owning a gun between 23 and 36%. So it's basically like it.
So 23% of liberally 23% of adults own more guns than
there are people.
Are people.
Yeah. Gallup polls conducted from 2007 to 2012 found the following levels of self-declared gun ownership among different groups of people. So men, 45%, women, 15%. So it's way more men owning guns.
And think about this, TJ. All the sexual assaults that occur, if you probably tripled that rate, they'd probably drop drastically.
What if the rapist has a gun too?
No, he won't.
No?
Non-white, 22%. Republican,
be a shootout.
38. Independent, 31. Democrat, 22.
Democrat. Pitiful numbers of Democrats owning guns.
2013 Gallup poll. Gun owners stated they own firearms for the following reasons. Protection against crime, 60%. Hunting, 36%. Recreation and target shooting, 21%. So...
all very legitimate reasons to own
mostly
firearms.
people who think they're going to be fucking Dirty Harry when the criminal element introduces
also,
itself.
what about all the hunters, TJ? What about the recreational shooters?
So here's some stuff about crime and self-defense here. Roughly 16,459 murders were committed in the United States during 2016. Of these, about 11,961, or 73%, were committed with firearms.
By felons and criminals.
But, obviously, if they're murdering people, they're fucking
that's what I'm
criminals.
saying. Look, we're talking about criminals, yes. And what about suicides? A lot of gun violence you do is suicide. That only affects one person. I mean,
before
really,
those people were felons and criminals, they were law-abiding gun owners, though.
Some of them were.
Who knows?
A 1993 nationwide survey of 4,977 households found that over the previous 5 years, at least 0.5% of the households had members who had used a gun for defense during a situation in which they thought someone almost certainly would have been killed if they had not used the gun for protection.
There you go.
This amounted to 162,000 such incidents per year. This excludes all military service, police work, and worker security guards. 160,000
people's lives potentially saved by guns. Amazing.
0.5%.
Amazing.
That's a staggeringly high number.
Tell it to the 162,000 people who were safe, Paul, because of that.
Based on us, and this is all according to self-reported numbers and shit, too.
Tell that to the 162,000 people whose lives were saved, Paul.
Based on survey data from the U.S. Department of Justice, and that's not even, they weren't even asked to identify if they had done that. They're just like, if you know anybody. So some of them could be reporting the same people, so it's probably lower than that.
I doubt it.
Based on the survey data from the U.S. Department of Justice, roughly 5.9 million violent crimes were committed in the United States in 2014. These include simple aggravated assaults, robberies, sexual assaults, rapes, and murders. Of these, about 600,000, or 10%, were committed by offenders visibly armed with a gun.
Yep, felons.
Damn. Man, this is just a bunch of statistics here. 1993, who cares? It's so fucking long ago.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
Wow, you got shit from 1982. Okay, so here's something more recent.
Yeah, more recent. Modern.
At the 2016 homicide rate, roughly 1 in every 235 Americans will be murdered in the course of their lives.
That seems legit.
Neat.
Seems like a pretty good stat.
Yeah, all right.
I'm happy with that. That seems reasonable.
It's reasonable. Only 1 in 235 Americans?
Definitely don't have a problem in this
TJ,
country.
The price of liberty and freedom. It's just the price you have to pay.
I mean, we're overwatering the Tree of Liberty at this point, man.
Yeah.
We're going to drown it.
Tree of Liberty is getting drowned. Criminal justice system. Let's see. Nationwide in 2014, law enforcement agencies reported that 56% of aggravated assaults, 30% of robberies, 39% of rapes, and 65% of murders that were reported to police resulted in an alleged offender being identified and acted upon by the criminal justice system. Okay. What's that have to do with guns? I didn't see anything about guns in there. The portion of murders that resulted in a suspect being identified and acted upon by the criminal justice system declined. Okay, so this is not even...
I mean, I think you're just supposed to take these numbers previously and plug them in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
So, like, tons of murders, and we know 72% of them are committed with guns.
Cool. All right, so here's another statistic. Mass shootings for this year. I don't know what the difference is between the red ones. Okay, that's the killed and the wounded count. So this is how we're doing this year. It looks like it's in decline. It's been less and less every month.
May through December, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, May through December is looking real good. 0 across the board.
Well, look, we live in a nation of 330 million.
The future
people.
looks promising.
TJ, look, 330 million people. What are the odds you're going to be involved in a mass shooting or killed by a mass shooting?
Pretty fucking low.
Pretty fucking low, TJ. So, is it really a legitimate reason to ban all weapons? I just don't think so.
No one said that.
Many people have said that, TJ.
So 48 dead, 104 injured in January from mass shootings. I think this site defines mass shootings as anything where more than 3 people were injured.
Okay.
A very liberal definition.
No.
A very liberal definition.
51 people in February killed in mass shootings, 69 injured in mass shootings. March, looks like we had some shittier aims in March because 76 injured, only 27 killed. And this month of April, by the way, it's April 6th right now, 10 people killed and 25 people injured in mass shootings. So that's not too bad.
I mean, that April might be the worst month yet, though, if that continues. If it's April 6th, then there's already 10.
No, Paul, don't worry about it. Don't you worry about that. Hey, there's a New Orleans one. That's cool.
Unknown victims include toddler.
Yeah, that was right by us. Not
Still
too bad.
Just a toddler shooting here and there. No big deal.
2 dead, 2
Imagine
injured.
if that toddler
so
had been
what?
packing.
Yeah, I mean, if that toddler had a gun, he could have defended himself or herself.
Yep.
I don't want to assume the baby's gender. Let's see what this is. So this is just this is from debate.org. Should the U.S. repeal the Second Amendment? With, I guess, a majority saying yes. A very slight majority. It's split right down the middle pretty much.
Debate.org, a Soros subsidiary.
So what are the yes arguments?
All right, so I'm just gonna look at the the top ones here. So the top.
So these are people in favor of the Second Amendment.
It doesn't look like anyone's actually rating these, so that's kind of interesting. Or maybe they're just
I think there's thumbs up or something.
Yeah, I saw
you thumb
one.
up the arguments.
Yeah, you can. I'm just saying no one has except for that one. It's kind of weird. So the biggest yes one is the amendment does not apply to a modern state in the 21st century. Today, we do not have an effective military and police power to protect our rights. We do have an effective military and police power to protect our rights and enforce security measures. The only reason why someone could have a weapon is for hunting and sportsmanship. The idea you own a weapon to protect yourself has opened the door to too many tragedies, and the facts that that USA is at the forward of number of gun fatalities has to stop. Countries like Japan do have very strict policy regarding gun ownership, and gun violence is quasi-inexistent. If people feel insecure, it may be for other reasons that cannot be dispelled by owning a gun. Is that a small dick joke?
Dude, we just read something that said 162,000 incidents of people being protected by owning a gun.
So here's the biggest one
and this lying liberal wants to claim, has the audacity to claim that guns don't keep people safe.
So here's the biggest one for no. The rest will fall. If we as a nation decide to repeal the Second Amendment, then the First Amendment falls, the Third Amendment falls, the Fourth... Okay, I get it.
Bye-bye.
The old slippery slope.
The world's most notorious dictators throughout history have taken away guns from the citizens and then committed untold atrocities against the citizens, killing thousands upon millions of the citizens. Thousands upon millions?
Thousands upon millions.
Zhao Zedong in China.
Millions upon
Hitler
dozens of people.
Stalin in Russia.
Pol Pot.
And the list goes on. Wow.
All atheists, by the way.
Fucking atheists. We need guns to protect ourselves from these atheist fucking scumbags that just want to kill us.
Dude, the atheist hit squads go out and just kill people.
And that's what happens. I mean, we've seen it 100 times. Seen it 100 million fucking times. You know, we haven't even gotten into the thing I really feel about the Second Amendment is like, I don't even really care what the founders intended with it or how it's been interpreted since then. Putting all the legal aspects of it aside, it was written in the time of fucking muskets. I mean, I know this ain't an original fucking argument, but like, I've never heard a good refutation of that.
Because there isn't one.
I've never heard anyone say, yeah, but, and then that but be anything worth a fuck.
Here's the but. Our courts and our legal system and our society and culture at large has debated this issue from that time onward. So it's not like it's been a stagnant thing. Like, your position has been brought up, But our culture and society feels that the liberty of and keeping our rights to own weapons is outweighed by that. Even though yes, there have been changes and obviously we live in a more modern time.
I mean, does our society feel that way though? I mean, given some of the polls we've looked at tonight, it's starting to seem like our society doesn't feel that way.
Maybe that shift will occur, and maybe the Second Amendment will be repealed at some point.
It seems like that shift in public opinion may have already occurred.
And there is a democratic process. Well, has it occurred that the Second Amendment has been repealed, Paul?
I mean,
I don't think it has. Now, look, if people want to change it, that's why we have a constitution. That's why we have amendments. So
people do want to change it.
If they want to do the 28th Amendment being the repeal of the Second Amendment, then good luck.
I mean, people do want to change it. They just don't have an avenue to change it, is what it seems to me.
They do have an avenue to change it. They can change it. The Constitution can be amended.
They can't change it. They're elected representatives who are bought off by special interest groups like the NRA.
They elected them. They elected them, Paul.
Did they?
Yes, they did. So you're saying the ballot boxes have been stuffed now, Paul?
I'm saying that, yes. I'm
well,
saying that the ballot boxes are gone. Senor Tomat. He's here.
Where's the golden tomato?
Man,
Where's golden tomato?
This is one of the most awesome shows on the internet. Look at this shit, dude. Isn't it beautiful?
I love it.
TJ, you told me you're going to bring in the golden tomato.
The golden tomato?
Yeah.
What is that?
Senor Tomato's counterpart.
All right, yeah, I tried to get the fucking Senor Tomato to mate with the golden calf, but it ended up just creating this for some reason.
Oh, whatever. TJ created some fucking porn for you.
Wow, dude. Wilma's got a fat booty.
But she knows how to fucking twerk.
Yeah, I mean, she's got real good control of those muscles. I don't know. Pretty impressive stuff.
Where does Senor Tomato come in on the gun control debate?
I don't know where he comes in, but he's gone, it doesn't matter.
Oh, we can't ask him. I wanted to ask him, though. But
He left.
All right.
Take my shirt back off.
All right. Fine. Here you go.
This is Paul flexing. Oh, damn. Look at Paul's traps, dude.
I keep a pistol under each one of my titties.
Here you go. I'm going to do, where is it? I mean, where's that? Take that shirt off, Paul. There you go. Look how much taller you are than Scotty, too. It's
damn, dude. Paul, you're getting fucking big, dude.
Yeah.
Paul's getting big.
Fucking girthy.
I'm working on it.
Paul's thick.
Big old Paul.
Thick.
You see my Band-Aids there, man. The government tried to shoot me and take away my guns the other day. But I told them it was nothing
you got
doing.
Some fucking flapjack fucking man titties, though, Paul.
I sent them running. Well, where else am I going to stash my pistolas, dude?
Yeah, there be guns under them titties.
Oh, there be guns in every fucking crevice on me.
Every fucking roll, dude. Paul's got another gun.
All right, so gun control in Australia updated. This is factchecker.org, another George Soros subsidiary, I
Clearly.
believe. In 2009, we wrote an Ask Fact Check item for readers who wanted to know, did gun control in Australia lead to more murders than there last year? The answer at the time was no, and that's still the case. In fact, the most recent government report on crime trends in Australia says homicide in Australia has declined over the last 25 years. The current homicide incidence rate is the lowest on record in the past 25 years. We thought it was time to update our 2009 article on Australian gun laws because that story, which is now more than 8 years old, has seen a sudden spike in traffic as a result of the horrific gun massacre at the outdoor country music concert in Las Vegas.
That's like 5 mass shootings
who
ago.
cares? That was fucking 20 mass shootings back.
Look, I hear this Australia shit talked about. You know what? I mean, maybe it worked in this fucking liberal fucking paradise.
So here is...
Maybe it works for these fucking pansies.
I mean, it's not a huge decline, but, I mean, here it is.
Negligible decline.
1996, when they enacted it, it was 354. It reached its peak in 1999 at 385.
Wow. So years after, it reached its peak.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like it's not like it's going to take immediate effect. But then, right around 2002, it seems like it undergoes a pretty steady decline.
What is it now?
282.
I mean, so at the price of giving up all their freedom and liberty, they've fucking purchased a little bit of security, TJ.
I have talked to people in Australia, and they have told me that freedom and liberty in Australia is at an all-time low.
It's over.
An all-time
low.
Oh, it's over there. I mean,
96 was the death of freedom in Australia.
So let's look at a few more statistics here. It's interesting statistics. So here's the gun ownership rates in the United States.
Well, which one is us?
This is us.
Oh,
right
okay.
here.
Oh, we're the top one. I wouldn't have guessed.
Norway, way less. Canada, about the same as Norway. Israel's pretty low. United Kingdom is really low. Japan, pretty much nobody. And here's a gun homicide rate comparison for those same countries. And once again, United States seems to be on
you
top.
know, we have to keep ourselves safe. I mean, we got to kill a lot of criminals.
Almost seems like there's a correlation between gun ownership and homicide rates.
Correlation doesn't equal causation, Paul.
I don't know, man.
It just doesn't.
I don't want to
doesn't
make.
add up.
I don't want to make crazy inferences from this data.
Does
though.
Japan even have murders? There's no murders there.
There really aren't.
No one get murdered. At least not with guns. This is the gun homicide rate in Japan. There's
Well,
nothing.
they're not allowed to have guns. How could they murder people with guns?
Well, I mean, somebody in Japan has a gun. There's a smattering of people.
Yeah, the Yakuza.
I guess.
They have guns. They don't obey the law, TJ.
They don't obey the law. The law.
Well, I mean, we can see the doomsday scenario that Scotty's been pushing all night playing out in these other countries. These gun grabs have happened, and immediately the government has moved in and begun raping and pillaging the citizenry.
They're biding their time.
I gotta admit,
the Crips and the Bloods have come out of their fucking hidey holes with their guns.
I'm kind of fucking shocked. I can't believe that Japan, a country where there's practically no guns, also has practically no gun violence. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Correlation does not equal causation, though,
Just
TJ.
wait, TJ. Just wait until... Look, TJ, right now, there's enough food, there's enough shit going around in this world, but when shit changes, TJ, when global warming gets worse and worse, when all this shit just gets worse and worse, TJ...
Yeah, someone wants to know what about the karate chop homicides, though?
Yeah, those are on the rise, I've heard. And, I mean, you want to see those explode, just take the guns.
What about the stabbings that have occurred in Japan, TJ? Not concerned about those,
Oh, yeah,
are you?
katana. See how many people have been killed by katana swords in Japan, if you want to see a real problem.
All-time high.
All-time high. All right, so last thing we got is Obama. Also, obviously a fucking total Soros puppet. Soros! So anyway, this is Obama talking about how gun control laws were the greatest frustration of his fucking presidency. Not even people calling him a Kenyan or nothing. It was the gun control.
If you ask me where has been the one area where I feel that I've been most frustrated and most stymied, it is the fact that the United States of America is the one advanced nation on earth in which we do not have sufficient common sense gun safety laws.
You could have stopped it there. It's just
repeated,
common sense.
Yeah, sufficient common sense,
mass
period,
killings.
end of sentence.
And, if you look at the number of Americans killed since 9/11 by terrorism, it's less than 100. If you look at the number that have been killed by gun violence, it's in the tens of thousands. And for us not to be able to resolve that issue has been something that is distressing, but it is not something that I intend to stop working on in the remaining 18 months.
There's the view.
And gun control is not the answer to bring those deaths down.
And gun control, yeah, but he's saying...
As is shown in other foreign countries that have tried these ill-advised gun grabs.
They tried it in Australia. Crime rate went through the fucking roof.
It went through the floor.
Well, that's not all homicides they were covering, TJ. They were covering, TJ, only gun-related homicides. Of course,
yeah, obviously, like all the gun nuts just went and got knives to stab people
and
with.
other methods, dude, of course.
Amen.
Yeah, they take all the guns away, so of course there's less gun homicides. Of course. All the guns are gone. The tyrannical fucking 1984 government can consent in. Look at the UK. They can barely anyone can own a gun. And they're spied on. There's cameras on every fucking street corner. Their freedom is being eroded more and more every day. They have to have their porn turned on for them. I mean, TJ, you've covered a lot of these stories in the UK, but now suddenly you're this biggest defender of these fucking anti-gun people.
I tell you what, that porn shit would have never happened if they had guns over there. They would have shown up at Parliament with their fucking guns and been like, give us our porn.
They point a gun at the fucking...
Give us our porn or die.
At their MPs, at their fucking ISPs, and they go, you know what? Give me porn or give me death.
Give me pornography or give me death.
And then the problem is solved. They say, you know what? We agree.
This ain't worth it, guys. Let's give the people what they want.
You know what I think is going to happen with this? for Americans to wake up and see what's happening.
What's that, skinnier Paul?
They're gonna have to fucking they're gonna have to wake up and see that the extraction is afoot, dude. They're gonna have to take the fucking lazy boy revolutionaries of this country are gonna have to stand up and overthrow this government, dude. The camo wearing, big gut hanging out of the bottom of the camo shirt, hillbilly hicks of this country are gonna have to stand up and overthrow this government, dude.
Finally. Yes.
And I'm waiting too. They've been talking about doing it for a long time, and every day I check the news to see if it's happened. And it just for some reason it hasn't happened yet. Even though gun grab tyranny is at an all-time high, as we've heard from multiple sources tonight. Yes. You know, at no time in history has the government been more ready to take your guns. And yet, for some reason, the revolutionaries aren't getting off their fucking lazy boys, dude. What's happening?
Because for now we have the Second Amendment, and I think we need a 28th Amendment, Paul. Just absolutely guarantees, just in the look. And I agree with you
even
guys.
More
expansive. I can see the ambiguity of the Second Amendment. Let's just fucking make it crystal clear. Every person has
28th Amendment. Everybody get a gun.
Everyone has the right to own a gun. It's actually
fuck that. It should be mandatory.
Yeah, I was gonna go there. And
mandatory gun ownership.
You're required to own a gun at 18. At least
18. Fuck that, dude. As soon as you come out of your mom's snatch, they should put a gun in your lap.
Well, no, I mean, you could have it sooner, but I'm saying if for some reason, let's say you're raised by liberals or something, and they didn't really give you a gun.
Liberals are also banned by the 28th Amendment.
Well, that's fine with me too.
Hell no.
Every fucking newborn baby should be sent home with a pistol tucked in the front of his diaper.
That's a beautiful thought. Every hospital
should surgically graft guns to their hands so they're not even able to let them go.
That would be, just replace the human hand with a gun.
Hell yeah, dude.
Finally. This country's going to finally be safe again. If everyone has a gun at all times, TJ, surgically implanted in their hand, how violent are people going to be?
How violent could they be?
I mean, look, because they know, the stakes get ever higher then people know if I fuck up, I might be shot and killed.
Yeah, at any moment.
At any moment.
So true. So fucking true. It's not even funny. All right, well, our show's over. Fuck off and die.
Whoa.
Fuck off and fucking die.